Jesus is not in a game, so he can't take the wheel on this one.
Jesus is not in a game.
Jesus is not in a game.
Are you sure he isn't? Yeah, you're right. Jesus is not in the game. But what if he were? What would his type be? What would his attacks be? What would his abilities be? What would his passive be? What would his ultimate be? Oh my god, I think we can see in this video. Yes, general information, obviously his name would be Jesus because he's Jesus. What would his attack type be? Well, I think he would have a ranged attack. A mage power type, obviously, makes sense. And when it comes to the Pantheon, obviously that needs to be a new Pantheon, but they don't shy away from adding new Pantheons. So if you look at Amaterasu, for example, she's like a new Pantheon, Japanese, she's the first one. So yeah, they don't shy away from new Pantheons. Why isn't Jesus in the game? Well, obviously, it's because he's from a still existing religion, and all of the other gods are from religions that don't even really matter anymore. They're kind of banal by now. Nobody gives a flying dick about him. So that's enough about the general stuff about Jesus. What about his abilities? Yes, first off, his passive. I didn't want to give him a passive ability because I want to give him something special. What if we give his normal attack a special ability? What if we give his normal attack the ability to target his allies? But not to deal them damage, but to help them regain health. Yes, a healing attack. That would be a great passive ability for Jesus. So yes, I think we're gonna choose that. His first actual ability would have to be something that helps people retreat or helps them in battle. And I would call it Fate or something like that, where Jesus just prays himself and he's incapacitated, so he can't move himself. He's like standing there, he's praying, and that buffs his allies. But what does it buff? Well, it buffs whatever stat is the best for them. The stat that has the highest number gets buffed. Yes, that's what it should do. That would be awesome. That would be somewhat random as well, and it would be cool. Yeah, it would help them. And to make it somewhat harder, because this is somewhat of a strong ability, why don't we give him, like, the being incapacitated isn't the only restriction. Yes, he stays incapacitated for like several, like 2 or 3 seconds after he stops using the ability. Yes, that would be great. Then the second ability would be an ability to help people retreat from battle. And it would be something like this. It would have a strong crowd control because it would be Jesus like shooting a cross out of his hand. And that cross would deal minimal damage, almost no damage, but it would push back the opponents so far. Yeah, it would be something to create a distance between you and your opponents. It would be a great attack. So, I think that should be his second ability. His third ability. What should that be? Well, his third ability, I thought of something that would be funny. Like, what about giving him something that finally is an actual attack? Because we have been giving him buffs. I have been giving him the ability to heal people, all the while doing regular attacks as well, but yeah, those are just regular attacks. He doesn't have any strong attacks yet. So now, what am I gonna give him? Well, the ability to pick a radius. Like, I think it needs to have some range, because he's kinda handicapped now when it comes to attacking. Obviously it shows up in like an indicative circle, like it does in Smite. And you could pick some kind of location, and there, where you do the attack, the hand of his father, God, comes down and smacks his opponents. A foot would have been funnier. So maybe a foot would also be cool, like God's foot coming down stomping people. That would also be nice. So, well, just let me know in the comment section below. Fist or foot? His ultimate ability. What should be his ultimate ability? Well, he is Jesus, so what about nailing him to a cross? Oh, sorry, didn't mean it like that. Don't look at me like that. That's what gets you guys into heaven. Well, what should we do? Well, what about giving a radius around him where he deals damage, but he deals damage over time and it sucks in the enemies. So Jesus himself becomes incapacitated again. He's nailed to the cross. He just sits there in the middle. And what does he do? He deals damage over time. But the amount of damage is actually the full amount of damage that has been dealt to him since his last ultimate, or since the beginning of the match if he hasn't done an ultimate yet. So yeah, that's special. He deals the punishment that has been dealt to him. It's kind of like a payback attack. People get sucked in, like there's some kind of void being created, people get sucked in. And obviously if you get sucked in, it's almost like Hades' attack, where you can, oh my god, I'm being sucked in, better just punch him. But no, that's not what you do with Jesus. You can't punch Jesus while he's on the cross. What does he do? The damage that you deal to him gets registered and he loses that life. But you lose an equal amount. So punishing Jesus punishes you back. So if you get to kill Jesus, there's a big chance that you're dead yourself. So it's an ultimate, so it needs to be strong. Obviously, these things would have to be tested in game, and they're not gonna put Jesus in the game because it would offend people. Seriously, you know, it would offend people. It damn right would offend people. Like I said, damn, that would offend people as well. But I think we've, well, had enough of a talk about what Jesus would do in Smite. What would Jesus do? This was what the video was about. But I'll catch you in the next video.
Jesus is not in a game. Jesus is not in a game.